we know who the you're talking about.
Exactly.
A blonde woman, a white blonde woman is not getting called an angry, ugly hood rat. Let's talk about this male loneliness, the men's loneliness epidemic, male loneliness epidemic, whatever it is. I've been hearing it hella recently, right?
It's become a meme.
Yeah. First thing, I want to read y'all, like definition on some Google shit. What is the men's loneliness epidemic? Is what I typed into Google. And it says, refers to the amount of men that feel more depressed, increased isolation, and loneliness throughout their lives. This has led to increased health issues, relationship issues, lack of emotional awareness in general, and a rise in suicide rates among men, right? Right now, right, because people always want to talk about the suicide rates. They talk about the suicide rates. Right now, I'm pretty sure they said it was like a 4 times more, like in terms of suicide rate, it was a 4 times more rate for men instead of women, where it's like 50% of the population is men, and we make up 80% of the suicides, which is nuts.
That's
right.
nuts.
That's actually nuts.
Someone can fact check me on it if I'm wrong. I think that women are actually more likely or very similarly likely to attempt it, but men
maybe
men use significantly more
we use
violent,
guns and shit like that. Versus women who use
they'll try to
they'll if they're cut the wrist, something like that. Yeah, we use this niggas just jump off a bridge or something.
Yeah,
some nut shit. And I guess the first direction I want to go with this male loneliness epidemic thing is we have to start at the frequently asked questions, right? Frequently asked questions. How do we get to this point, right?
FAQs.
So, some of the exactly, right? Some of the things that men say, or the things that are actually within our community, are things like, one, they say men reported having a lack of one close friend. One close friend. Damn. Right? Damn. A lot of men don't have one close friend. Right? Another thing is less likely to seek mental services, therapy, stuff like that, right?
Yep. Therapy is definitely important.
Let's dwell on that for just a millisecond. Right? If that is one of the things, if that's one of the main things why they say, okay, men, well, we can't seem to have one friend. Why is the content focused around helping men, especially during Men's Awareness Month, isolate yourself, don't go to parties, don't go to... Isn't that counterproductive?
Talk about it.
That doesn't even make sense. Let's really, because I want the young men that watch our podcast, but also just in general that they are the ones that absorb that type of content.
Exactly.
Let's actually talk about this. If I'm and men always want to talk about one thing that men always talk about in terms of women being emotional, right? They talk about shoulders, right? Women. I used to have this thing in my past relationship called shoulders or solutions, right? So every time she would get into something, or we'd talk about something, I'd always ask her, I'd be like, okay, do you want a shoulder? Do you want a solution, right? Do you want a shoulder to cry on? Do you want me to listen to you? Do you want to vent to me? Or do you want a solution? Do you want me to try to brainstorm solutions with you, right? Men, a lot of the times, right, we're wired in a sense, right? We're wired, as they say, the logical. We're socially expected to do those solutions, right? We're not going to sit here and there's no reason to cry. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no reason to cry about your situation. Just, you know what I'm saying? Solution. Why the fuck is our solution to the male loneliness epidemic
to stay lonely?
To stay lonely. What the fuck? Go to the gym, put your headphones in, and lock in on what you need to do.
Yes.
To read books in the dark. Why?
Because the definition of logical and rational has been bastardized by people who are idiots.
Yes.
That is not
fresh and fit.
Yes.
So Thank you. Right? And that takes us into our next thing. Who are our role models? Men need better role models. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, right? Yeah. But men need better role models, right? In general, right? Yeah. I'm about to show y'all a few clips, all types of shit. The reason, and I will say this, the reason why there is a male loneliness epidemic is because we have role models like DJ Akademiks in our fucking community. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
DJ Akademiks. So before we get to all of the other shit, why the fuck did Matt just bring up DJ Akademiks and talking about the male loneliness epidemic? Can we see the 2 screenshots? It's a little bit past this. Can we see the 2 screenshots, please, of the DJ Akademiks stuff we have in here? So right here, go back. So right here, we have a comment. This is on Akademiks TV. This is his account that's on Twitter that's not run by him, but it is his like page, right? Mm-hmm. Let's read. This was a comment made, or no, this was the caption of a video from some woman on the Shade Room talking about, I believe, like something to do with the Megan trials or something like that, or some type of, oh no, it was Caitlin Clark. The caption reads, "A chopped, musty, snaggletooth's Shade Room Ku Klux Keisha claims Caitlin Clark's an endangerment to all black female athletes."
What?
And that's the nigga that we got to be listening to. And then here's the thing.
That's the caption. That's the caption.
Here's the thing. I used to support Akademiks like heavy. Like I used to be in his discourse watching his things. And then he took like this hard right turn to like the right.
He did.
He was not like that.
Academics did, and regardless of the Chicago shit, because go fuck yourself anyway, fat man. But regardless of all of that shit, Academics really wasn't on that type of time and back when Donald Trump. He was really more so on some just like reporting shit, some rap reporting shit. You know what I'm saying? And then he just randomly just started, you know what I mean? Spelling niggas' names out, sucking dick on some shit. Yeah. And this comment, right? This comment is not inherent, like it's not like fully just like racist, right? To this black woman or whatever, right? But I wanna, and this is the thing I was trying to tell people, right? When talking about this. Can we look at the other comment? It's the one back. Let's look at the next comment that was under this post. I can't read it. I'm gonna keep it a beat. But so I was, thank you. Shade Room takes all the angry, ugly, hood rat bitches and gives them a voice.
What are we talking about?
Now, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about right now?
This is where that problem comes in, right? Akademiks doesn't have to say straight up, I hate black women, I hate this, I hate that. No, but allowing for some shit like this, allowing for a caption like that, allows for a racist nigga to say some shit like this. Yeah, we know who the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
A blonde woman, a white blonde woman is not getting called an angry, ugly hood rat bitch.
The other day, if y'all want to know what this manifests itself like, the other day when we went out, we had seen there was a dude who had came up to us when we left the building, and bro was like trying to talk to us or whatever, and was like, "Oh, y'all ain't getting no girls, da da da," and we were just trying to walk about our day, so like, "Nah, man, we just cool and da da da." And I remember, I think I had said something along the lines where I'm like, "Nah, it's not enough like melanin or something, whatever." And the dude looks me dead in my face, black man, and he goes, "Nah, you don't need no black." I think he said the B word. I think he said black bitch. He said, I don't need no black women. Why would you ever blah, blah. Those are the niggas who watch Akademiks.
Yeah.
You might not go on a Twitter comment section and be like, these snaggletooth, da da, but be in a community. Someone will. And you'll read that. And you'll immediately have whatever Medea stereotype of black women.
And you're not even realizing what the fuck he's not just talking about in general of women. No, he'd never say no shit like that to someone that looks like him.
And here's the thing though, when shit like that happens and you see those type of comments, a lot of these niggas, well, I can't control my comment section. Yes, you can. Because there's been multiple times where I've done like a video on, maybe it's like, I think it was one time, it was a black woman that she had like her child doing like waxing people type shit. It was some weird shit. And I made a video on it, and it was somebody in the comments like, oh my God, it's always these black people. I deleted his shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
What are we talking about?
We not keeping that shit over here. Shit.
No,
no.
People be coming in my stream and saying certain shit. No.
Ban that nigga.
We not hate training. We not hate training black women on some shit.
A big thing on why, like, the whole male loneliness epidemic. I remember me and JJ were in the kitchen. We were just like laughing about it. Why, like, especially me, why I don't take that shit serious is because it's just it's a contradiction in itself. You cannot preach to men, you need to do this and this to make yourself better.
Go to the gym.
But also you thrive off negativity at the exact same time.
The same men who are big into the male loneliness epidemic, they're called men's rights activists or the red pill niggas, will cry daily about that suicide rate. And we'll talk about how men feel so by themselves and XYZ, and they're the ones killing themselves and XYZ. Y'all will then turn around and go preach to men that you're not high value unless you're making 6 figures, you go to the gym, you do XYZ. You're defining concretely by some unrealistic ass, dumbass terms, what it means to be a man. And when the young men do not live up to that standard because they're 18 and are not making six figures, they get depressed. They feel like they're not living up to the standard that society expects them to be at. That causes them to be alienated. That causes them to be suicidal.
And then you blame it on women for creating that standard.
making that.
When in actuality, you're the one that created that
Niggas
standard.
live up to that standard because other men set that role up, and now women expect that from a lot of men.
On Jesus, because I know all you niggas is losing your shit. On Jesus, you're not walking down the street and finding 10 women that are gonna tell you to make over 600K, but I guarantee you. You go to 10 niggas, and half of them niggas are gonna say the same. Hey, nah, you gotta be making hella money. You know girls like all this money and shit. You know girls want all
Because you're sitting there watching a 6-hour stream with Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, or you're watching a DDG, or you're watching any of these
DJ Akademiks.
rich niggas, and then you're comparing yourself to these niggas that have been in this industry for 10 plus years. Or Kai Cenat, the random 1%, less than 1% Bronx nigga that just happened to make millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's...
Bro, and you know what it is? Sorry, go ahead.
No, continue.
What it leads to with
hot.
that you little fans with that self-deprecation point, what it leads to is, imagine being that young 17, 18, 16-year-old. You're watching that Fresh and Fit pod, and you're seeing all these girls say this point of like, oh yeah, my man needs this and this. What you're looking at is an unrealistic standard of what life actually is. That's not real.
And it creates
not
unrealistic standards for everybody.
Oh
everyone.
my
That
God.
women as
leads,
well.
that leads to that
That
behavior
is
of that.
one of the most important things that has probably been said on this podcast, is that the shit is not real. They are doing this shit for the content. The same way that Akademiks can be in a clip.
Engagement farming.
The same way that Akademiks can be in a clip like 4 years ago when it didn't really matter, saying they're like, yeah, I think Kendrick, he's a better rapper, you know, he could do X, Y, Z. And then the moment it
just
became
dick-eating.
expedient, you're dick eating for Drake. There is not a concrete, I'ma stand here, this is my spine, this is my take that I'ma stand on. No, it's wherever the wind blows. So you'll see these niggas who are making a bag, self-selecting who these women are gonna be on this podcast, making sure you got maybe one that knows what they're talking about, but the rest of them who have never had a political discussion in their life and they're living in Miami, and they're telling you the unrealistic
Miami.
and your ass is sitting, you're sitting in fucking Rochester, New York, being like,
Well, damn, I guess I can't make bread unless I get...
bro, you're living up to some shit that they know is not real, and they know it's not real.
And they'll capitalize over you.
Yes.
That's the thing.
They'll make bread off you.
They'll make it, and that's
Fucking
the
Andrew
thing.
Tate's had the university shit from jump.
Yes.
Making bread off you niggas.
And that's why it's very important to not talk so bad about yourself, because those same niggas that give you advice capitalize off of you.
Yeah.
They need you to be that way so they can make their fucking dollar.
Why you think
Or they'd all be fucking broke.
Bro,
Exactly.
Andrew
Myron
Tate-
Gaines and all them niggas would be broke
Would
as
be
fucking
broke if they
shit.
couldn't
They have no
capitalize off their
other
misery.
talent other than saying, well, you
because they went that route. They went that route that they telling you to go
They
down.
understand, bro. They understand at this point that there is no other route. They understand that they're so deep on this path that they can't do it.
Yeah.
Or you end up having a Candace Owens situation where you got to cut hella ties and then try to rebrand yourself. They can't do that shit.
Nope.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. You go right after. I was saying, like, I remember Andrew Tate did this video on Christmas, and he was sitting in this big ass hotel. He was like, "You're probably sitting there, you fat shit," and was just saying all this shit. He was like, "You
Like, are y'all
he
niggas
was
like cucks?
He was like, "Yeah,
y'all
y'all
like that shit?"
He was like, "Oh yeah, you're at your
Humiliation.
Christmas dinner family, and they're all
Yeah.
doing nothing, and you need to move away from them." Do you understand? I know you guys see this nigga as like a rich guy, so it blinds you of all the dumb shit he's saying. But really, peep what the fuck he's saying to you. He just
Money
called you a
controls the
fat
world in
shit
that
and shouldn't
aspect,
be
bro.
with your family.
Money controls the world in that aspect,
Exactly.
and I am someone that understands how that feels deeply, because not only was I grown up in a household where money was very much so like kind of like that North Star of everything that I want to do when I was younger. It's money, because
Want
that's
to go to
how
McDonald's?
I
You
grew
got
up.
money?
Huh?
You want to go to McDonald's? You got money?
Yeah. But even in a case of like, my mom was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
I think I've said that on podcast where my mom was the breadwinner, my dad wasn't. So that dynamic already was fucked up from a young age. I was growing up like, no, I can't end out like this nigga, because my mom, love you, mom, but my mom was being like, you can't end up like this nigga. You know what I mean? Like my father, right? So I grew up that way. Then I got in a relationship where my girl had a single mom who was the breadwinner. So she was also like, you can't, Matt he gotta get his shit together. He gotta go to school. He gotta do these things. He gotta make this money. I understand being 17 years old, bro. The only reason why I have a car right now is because I was peer pressured into getting a car by the women in my life, right? Yes, right? You can blame them, but at the same time,
what standard were they conforming
exactly.
to? The standard that's been since the dawn of time that the man has to be the breadwinner and buy the car.
So literally, it's like it's a loop.
Yeah.
Literally, it's y'all are getting mad, or y'all are creating this male loneliness epidemic when nigga, we are the niggas who perpetuate. We started the
They will put you in a coffin and then cry about it.
If we came together as a collective of men and said we're gonna focus on mental health, we're gonna focus on our mental health. We're not gonna focus on fucking how much money you make on all these things. If that was the standard, as 50% of the population, don't you think it would start to change the standard?
Yes.
Like, what are we talking? If every man was on the same page and was like, okay, we're gonna focus on our mental health. We're not gonna we're not just gonna dive into the gym to suppress our feelings. We're not gonna fucking just go
cut off everybody,
alienate everybody, cut off everybody. We're gonna look out for you. There's literally a trend going on right now where you call your homie to tell him good night, and every nigga, if you hear it, it's like, why the fuck are you calling?
You calling?
Yeah, because it's not even.
It's
normal.
rare for you to hear from your homie.
It's not rare.
Bro, he called, even though it's a funny ass joke, this nigga called his fucking coach and was like, good night. What you saying good night for me? Like,
these niggas, I be telling all these niggas I love them. And it was weird to me until about a year ago. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Because
I still struggle saying it sometimes.
And that's not from a women thing, gang. That's because as men, you know it's like, you don't want to get perceived a certain way. You don't want to. Bro, if we came together and we stopped those bullshit ass narratives, you would not be worried. As a man, bro, you wouldn't be worried about what the fuck XYZ woman is saying, because at the end of the day, it's about men. And I thought it's Men's Awareness Month.
Mind you,
it shouldn't be. The goal shouldn't, I'm sorry, but the goal should not be, at the end of the day, the goal should not be grind in the gym, get hella money, and then find Uman and fucking become. No, it shouldn't be that. The goal should be better yourself as a man. That's the whole fucking point.
And define
regardless
for yourself.
of women, define what for yourself what a man is and what it looks like within yourself, and not what Andrew fucking Tate tells.
I was gonna say the problem can't simultaneously be that we have a male loneliness epidemic and none of these men even have a chance out here with these women. But also, the women have so much social capital on what men should be doing that the reason why I'm fucked up is because of women. No, you can't even get close. Like we were saying just now, you can't even get close to like loving another dude, or else that's like gay.
Yeah.
And the term gay is the ultimate boogeyman for a lot of you niggas. Especially a lot of black men.
Especially black men. But also considering we do a lot of like as a community, especially at this point, we do a lot of gay shit. Like in terms of like nothing, but like we do a lot of gay shit. In terms of like LeBron, I think about all the time.
Yeah, like
we got a whole side of the internet that calls themselves LeBron sexuals.
And then that's
what the fuck?
I wanna
what?
Mind you,
it was a trend for the past month.
Yes,
niggas would come in my chat and be like, "Gun to the back of your," or no, "Bron dick to your mouth." Name
like
what?
Yo.
I beg your fucking pardon.
So it's like y'all niggas be playing both sides, and at the end of the day, bro, it genuinely is like
it's up.
What do you actually care about? Yeah. What this male loneliness epidemic? What are you actually trying? Once you figure out for me what you're actually trying to do, who the actual role models are, and who they should be, and then start talking about all of these other issues. Start talking about that shit. Don't come in here.
Yeah,
spouting bullshit or listening to niggas like Akademiks. Can we see a few of these screenshots from this? There's another page that I found called, it was like the Driven Mind or some bullshit on what's it called? You're not depressed, you're undisciplined. Nigga, what? Look at this nigga. Nigga, you telling me this nigga don't look depressed? No, nigga, you're depressed. Nigga, you look soulless. You look soulless.
You want to know what that is? And this is another thing that they get you with that red pill shit and with the the thing that contributes to the male lonely epidemics. It's the personal responsibility meme. Again, it's very easy for you niggas to be like, well, yeah, of course it's me. It's my fault. I take personal responsibility. Do you even know enough about what depression is and how it manifests in yourself before you said that? You have never once thought about... You probably don't even call yourself depressed or acknowledge. You haven't even gotten it
never had a
by
person ask you something in depth about it
at all.
Yep.
A big thing I want to tap into with that male loneliness shit and why it's such a bad thing, especially with the response that men influencers give to them. A lot of people don't realize that they're doing nothing, and why you see the shit with the Blade Runner shit dying in the snow, or I don't know if y'all seen Fight Club, but there'd be a whole bunch of shit with that,
which nobody ever understands.
No one ever understands. You want to know why it was misconstrued? It was misconstrued because it fed to people's insecurities and it made them feel seen. So you're like, oh shit, I didn't know people actually think that way. You know what? Let me just keep feeding my insecurity more and more to the point where you don't even recognize yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You don't, but that because I could speak to that because I remember I used to do that, bro. I remember seeing certain shit and being like, oh yeah, no, this is good because at the end of the day, this is how I feel. Someone else feels it, so this has to be right.
Yeah, you're looking for that roadmap.
You're looking for that, and it almost gives you that escape from that void you're feeling, and that comes that dopamine because you're looking at this shit and you're like, damn, I really feel seen. This is how I'm gonna live my life. Fuck all this. And in actuality, the depression part, and why you don't get that question about it, because you're causing your own fucking depression from it.
Exactly.
You're not in with things like that where they'll tell you that oh, it's not that you're depressed, you're just undisciplined. It's fucking you over because it's A, saying that depression is not a real thing or insinuating it,
Definitely
and B,
fucking real.
saying,
hey, you're not working hard enough.
personal responsibility, you're not working hard enough. I can tell you for damn sure that I've worked plenty hard and been depressed at the same time.
The thing is, it challenges the narrative of a lot of talking points. The whole bootstrap victim mentality within the black community. It challenges a lot of if white, let's just say cisgender white men, right? If they were to actually think about certain things and be like, well, maybe I am depressed, then that would actually mean that there is something outside of just
outside of personal responsibility.
Exactly. Outside of personal responsibility or the tangible things in front of you, there's something that could actually contribute to you not getting something, to you not, and then you would simultaneously you'd have to then validate what we've been saying, things like systematic racism, those outer things, those environmental things that we're not allowed to do, or we're not allowed to actually experience as black people. You'd have to actually acknowledge that. You're not ready to do that.
You'd have to.
So depression doesn't fucking exist.
You can
because you have to be able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Because if you
else something else is wrong here.
Yeah, exactly.
And what is that other thing? It's not the women around.
It's not the women.
It's not. And that's the shit. Bro, that shit makes you bitter about women. That's why it's such a meme. It's not because women are out here to fucking get you. No, the male loneliness epidemic is damn near a system to make you bitter about women.
We do it to ourselves.
We do it every single time
without any men. There could be there's not a woman in this room right now. And if we had this entire room full of men and I was like, yeah, I love you, bro. A few of them would probably be like, huh? What'd you say? It's a little weird. Because it's not even normalized in our society to tell another man you love them without being gay.
And it's not even normalized in our
Weird as
society
fuck,
to
bro.
see another man that has decided to choose that path for themselves and accept that.
Yeah.
If a nigga put on a dress or a nigga paint his nails or a nigga do anything that's outside the ordinary,
You gotta,
But it's so crazy because your dumbass will be depressed because there are standards that you're expected to live up to that you don't want to.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't want to. You want
right?
to choose a different path, but you can't.
Bro.
You're socially disincentivized to do it.
Literally, and the hypocrisy with that is you'll see a lot of niggas who see the dress, the painting nails, and it's like, oh, they're pushing this to the youth. They're making this agenda. What are you pushing?
Not a
What are you
goddamn
pushing?
thing.
Yes.
You're
pushing
making
At the end of the day, it's
depression,
like we're in the
self-deprecation. That's
upside
what
down
it is.
because our message pushing is, hey, you can do whatever you want and have man be defined however you. I seen a nigga in my comment section was like, you're not masculine enough to be talking about this. What the fuck does that even mean?
Now, if I whoop your ass, I'm wrong, right?
Now, if I give you that, I'm like Elon.
Exactly.
Am I masculine enough to cry if I tote guns, get hella tattoos, what's gonna make me
what
more
aspects of masculinity?
you?
Because
Yeah,
if
what are we
we
talking
both have bread, but you like being at home more, but I'm an intelligent nigga. Like, we can go bar for bar on what gender role constitutes gender role, or you can shut the fuck up and acknowledge that there's 2 ways to be a man.
We're literally telling your sorry ass. We're literally telling your sorry ass that, like, no, bro,
you
like,
can
you're
do what
okay.
you want to do,
You
bro.
have time, do what you want to do. And you're coming back to us telling us, nah, nigga, you not even masculine enough. You ain't even got as much. Nigga, what?
What
are you talking about? You in our comments.
Exactly.
What the fuck is you talking about?
I seen a comment. A nigga was like, these motherfuckers look like they listen to anime. Or they
anime convention
watch
or
anime
something.
or some shit.
Anime.
They don't have no room to talk about women. They don't know. I'm like, okay, for the niggas out there, right? If you just want one solution, number 1, get into meditation. That will definitely help you. Number 2, find yourself a hobby. When you get in that hobby, if you're like me, right? I used to be a socially awkward person, and I still am at some point.
Yeah, I still am too.
You can go to these different conventions, whether if it's an anime convention, shoe convention, whatever, and that's how you can build like friendships with different people, because y'all got the same type of, y'all got the same
Especially
interest.
men. Nigga, you'll be like,
Exactly, bro.
damn, bro, these pants hard. Well, your mama stay. You know what I mean? Y'all cool.
Y'all
Like
say
that. You know what I'm saying?
But you
Like,
be so up your fucking ass. if you don't
yeah,
say
like,
that.
geez.
But
don't
now
like
you
that.
listening to these niggas talking about, no, you gotta stay alone, cut off everybody, get in the gym, bro.
Buzz your hair off. Nigga, what?
That's why your bitch ass can't find a fucking friend.
Now you sitting in the corner of your
last
room,
year
buzz
it was
cutting
like,
off.
For no, last year it was
1,000-yard stare.
Grow out your hair. Grow out your hair so women will like you. Now it's buzz your hair so you can lock in and not care about your physical appearance. What the fuck are we talking about?
Bro, I heard you say when you were talking about what a standard of a man should be, and while a lot of people be like, you need to be this and that. I remember seeing Dana. I think he was on Joe Rogan's interview on his pod, and he was like, bro, men now are just pussy. Like, they're just like we're just getting so soft, and like they're not out to kill.
God forbid a nigga feel something.
It's not instant fucking saga. If fucking Thorfinn doesn't come out the woodwork
Like,
for the
God
night.
forbid.
Oh my God, bro.
Jesus.
Like,
God forbid
bro,
a nigga just want to sit down and chill.
And
bro.
chill.
and go
God
to
forbid a
anime
nigga
convention.
want to.
Exactly.
God
And-
forbid a nigga want to be in the comfortability of their own bed and be thinking about a lot of shit and cry and write in a journal. And then these niggas will be these same niggas that will then turn around and see one woman who's trying to get engagement, who's trying to piss y'all niggas off. They're trying to do it. It's engagement. They'll see one woman go, oh, adding this to the ick list. And I was like, men can't do shit. Nigga, yeah, y'all are telling us we can't do shit.
Yeah.
Men are telling other men you can't do shit.
Yeah.
Fuck are you talking about? And you just sucking the Marvin Gaines, just sucking the DJ Akademiks.
Just insane. Nigga Marvin
Shit crazy.
Gaines.
Myron, yeah.
No,
Keep that
Marvin. Bitch ass nigga as Marvin.
Yeah. So,
that nigga Marvin Gaines.
man.
That's not even his real name. Myron Gaines is not even his real name.
I don't even know what his
fucking
name is. I just remember that photo of him kissing on another nigga.
Yeah.
And he used that fucking hair serum. for
Yeah,
his
like, what are you talking about?
Like,
Living your
y'all
purpose.
listen to
It's
somebody
2025, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hot. Oh, yeah, I'm doing the thing. I'm sorry. I'm hot.
It's unfortunate, man, because there are a lot of ways that you can like really through the help of others and talk to other people. You could get out of the you could get out of the male loneliness epidemic. But the way that you don't get out of that is by listening to these motherfuckers. It's so infuriating that some of y'all will come on here and react so defensively when at the end of the day, none of these niggas have your best interest at heart, and fucking Andrew Tate has trafficking and rape charges. Please.
They don't.
Shut up.
Bro.
Like,
They don't.
at a certain time,
remember.
Akademiks is on video.
He has
pushing
charges
women,
too.
yelling at women, all types of shit.
Like, I remember seeing this clip on Fresh and Fit because they'll be getting like super chats and shit. This one nigga donated $500 to call one of the girls on that pod a fucking bimbo.
Now
Male
you're
line.
$500.
So now you're $500 in the shitter, and you just got nothing in return.
And then Marvin Gaines is going to sit there and tell you, you're not making enough money. Yeah, because you're calling people bimbos.
10,000 a month?
For
That's
500.
Yeah.
I can't.
Now I'm paying
I
one
can't
band a
post
month to
niggas.
do
I
Hustlers
can't.
There's only one.
You niggas
I'm
are
yeah, like what? There's not one. I wouldn't say one. There's a lot, right? Shout out all of our counterparts that do good shit for the world. But other than them, like, there's only 4 black men that really contains this shit, bro. And that's actually looking out for you and your best interest as a young man, bro.
The reason why we come on here and we advocate so like adamantly is because, bro, actually we've tried this shit. You niggas think that
we've been
through this shit.
We've been through this shit already.
Guys, we've all had girlfriends. It ain't no nigga. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It ain't no nigga in this comment section that be talking crazy about us when it comes to like certain shit, right? It ain't no nigga in this comment section I could say that like, yeah, you probably experienced some shit that like I ain't really like in terms of like a life. Okay, if you're like fucking 40, then okay, maybe like you have kids. But other than that, certain like complex idea, I promise you we're there. Because we took the time to do the shit. We've taken the time to actually look into the shit, to actually do the research, but to also
to think
actually
about
self-reflect.
to think about our own thinking.
Like actually.
With that male loneliness shit, I like, for a period of time, live that certain life. Nigga, I was isolating myself. I wasn't talking to them for the longest time because I was so in my shit.
Bro, I remember times where it was literal months of us not speaking, years of us not speaking to this nigga Allen. He'd just be in his room, alone. Just that was circumstances. Same thing with JJ, same thing with AB, same thing with, like, what are we talking about? That's literally how it was.
And do you want to know what the real work is and why people ignore all the time? Because it's the hardest thing. Not listening to these niggas. Not talking bad about yourself, not getting in the gym. What it really is, bro, is putting yourself out there. Like AB said, you can meditate, go out for walks, meet people, compliment people in their outfits, go to the gym, find music, talk to people, bro.
Like, you can do, even the gym, you can, and I stress
there
this,
too.
you can do all of these things without immediately jumping into the deep end of, oh my God, I have to stay in the gym, I have to do, no, bro. I was working out, like what?
Literally just spot someone.
Spot someone. Boom, there it is.
That's
You made a friend
right there.
You made a friend.
One thing that I realized too about stepping outside, like the usual self that I was in, it is so easy to get people's numbers and just conversate with people. Oh, you're from here, okay.
Comfort zone.
Cool.
Once you
start
start
to get your number, let's talk a little bit more or something.
For social anxiety, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, we gotta wrap it up. But for social anxiety in general, one of the best things you can do as someone who has bad anxiety, I have really bad anxiety, one of the best things you can do, bro, and it sounds crazy, but constantly throw yourself into the uncomfortable situations.
Literally.
Instead of bottling everything up and not talking about things and invite those uncomfortable situations, and you'll see once they start to become more comfortable, bro. One thing, once they start to become more comfortable, like everything turns out better for you. One thing that me and this nigga Allen always do, and I always say this, is I remember when we were in like sophomore year, I think I was chopped in a sense. Like I just wasn't, I was a kid. What the fuck? I hadn't glowed up. I hadn't grew into my body, all types of shit. And I remember me and Allen would always be on a game and we'd be like, nigga, we the prettiest niggas here. We 2 man of doom. And like, nah, Allen, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Allen, you a cute ass nigga, bro. Man, you a cute ass nigga. And there's a lot of niggas that'll be like, whoa, y'all niggas, whoa. First of all, y'all
that's
do
the only thing
worse shit.
that could have stopped some of y'all from going down negative ass.
That's one, y'all do worse shit. 2, that is the only thing in that time that could have stopped y'all, and that's the only thing that stopped us for doing way worse shit. That did so much for my mental state, not because I was like in love with this nigga fucking out.
Because you're a human,
but
that
because
wants...
I was like, damn, like that encouragement felt good. That encouragement felt good from one of my dogs, and we was bouncing off each other energy enough to, by the time we were senior year, that confidence radiated off of us already. We was walking around senior year like we was that nigga because we genuinely thought, and it goes back to what I think either Abe or you were saying, putting aside that self-deprecation, right? Putting aside that self-deprecation, we actually were like, nah, we the smoothest niggas, the coldest niggas, the sexiest niggas.
And then as written.
Before we sign out, I want to ask you, and then I'm gonna ask you a question, but going back to what he said was like, bro, what it is it's just building those habits of talking nice to yourself.
Yeah,
bro, we
talk
all
nice to yourself, man.
every single time, like I think at least now, because we all live together, and like we always be like, oh yeah, we got this, or like, yeah, JJ, I'm not, you got it. And what it is, it's not only recognizing the truth, but it's also building those habits of, bro, like life is crazy.
And you'll see how life starts to manifest around
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Bro, we were in Walmart the other day. Shout out, bro. He doesn't know about the JAAM, but one day you will. We was in Walmart the other day, and we're just in a line, standing there, and we usually get stared at everywhere because like what we're talking about. We usually get stared at everywhere when it comes to like, because like I guess we don't look normal to be in together, etc. But like even the dude like stops us and he's like, bro, I like y'all like got a aura, like, no, he didn't say aura, but he was like, y'all got like a vibe going. He was like, y'all got a vibe and a style and and that's what
that
happened.
happened to us when we was in Chicago.
It happened to us when we were in Chicago when we went to the movies with AB. That's one of those things where it's like you start to see a lot of those things start to come out because you're radiating that energy.
And you have to be for real about it. Sometimes it's hard and like, you can be a lone wolf out here, but like when you do get those friends, which you will inevitably need, you have to be real about like, hey, if they're going to give you that environment to thrive, that's all that matters. If they're not going to do that, you have to be militant about having, you have to be militant.
If all your friends do is bash you, say you're dumb, say you're ugly, say find new friends. I did the same thing. Now them niggas in our comments.
Yeah.
Word is fuck is we talking about?
Word is bomb.
What was something that, what did you do that helped you make yourself more confident and kind of put yourself out there? Especially like being in college to now.
Something that I did that helped me put myself out there was I just kind of like, it's hard for me. I feel like I had a lot more reason to be confident than most people because of the way I like carry myself online, but that obviously doesn't always manifest outside of being online. But I think I just had certain things that I was super passionate about. And I was passionate enough to want to try to at least go see what that opportunity looks like. Like I knew I wanted to do
taking that first step.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do like government stuff and like all types of shit.
Putting yourself out that comfort zone.
So when I went when I went to college, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see what these clubs hitting on. And I went there, and you don't know nobody. First, it's college I'd never been to. And you go there, and even my roommate at the time didn't have the same interests as me, but I still had that confidence to go seek it out on my own. And through that, I met some people, and I settled in, and I got comfortable eventually. And it's going to feel weird at times. It's going to feel bad. Even when you trying different styles, you might try some bullshit. But like at the end of the day, you have to take steps to get somewhere that's productive. If you sit there and do fucking nothing and listen to these bitch ass niggas, you will be sitting there realizing it at 30.
Healthy bitch ass niggas.
Healthy bitch
ass niggas. Fucking Andrew Tate.
I think JJ was going on trips like last year by himself. I'm seeing pictures of him with random niggas
and
all the
that
time.
shit was nerve-wracking, anxiety-inducing. I came back and I was like, I don't never want to go on no trip by myself again. But like at the end of the day, I was there, I was doing it, and I could feel good about the fact that I was doing it in that instance. Because I'm like, I know there's a reason why niggas want me here. There's things that I know. I've put in the time because I care about it or whatever. So at the end of the day, I'm just bull with myself and see how I do it. And then you set the floor where you can surprise yourself instead of letting yourself down all the time.
Yeah,
bro. All the men out here, one thing I need y'all to realize, we're all four living testaments to this shit.
Yeah.
If you put yourself out there, I swear to God, your life will change in ways it will change in life.
Regardless of what you're going through right now.
When I first started social media, in a sense, it can help you with the outside life too, because when I first started, I didn't show my face like that. I'd always have it like half of my face shown or something because I was insecure about how I looked. But I'm like, bro, if I really want some shit out of this, I gotta show my face.
Got to. And now you want to. There are times where
my name's Avy. Yes,
exactly. There are times where I'll be like, I'll go a minute without posting a video, and I'm like, let me get on there real quick. You gotta see how, because it's like you built that up over time. You don't need to have that now. I didn't have that at 18. I didn't have that at 17.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
I remember my first streams were so fucking nerve-wracking, so anxiety-inducing. And even now, I still get a lot of anxiety from it, but it's completely different reasons now.
And guess what? Now, and I'll close with this. That's okay, because you're a dude
you're supposed to
and
feel that,
you're
bro.
a human being.
You are, bro.
You're not a warrior.
You're
not a fucking soldier. You're not a Greek god. You're a human.
You're not a Polish shit. Like, nigga, stop.
You can, bro.
You're not fucking Baki, nigga.
You're not Baki.
You're not Baki.
Going back
and
to
you
what
can't
this
hate
nigga
on niggas who watch Baki in the next breath when you
Literally.
trying to be right. Like,
all it is, bro, because I remember what he was saying. Bro, I didn't even want to do this podcast shit because I didn't want my face on the camera. But like, bro, it's just nothing but a day-by-day effort.
Make
day,
effort, bro. And keep in mind, we're not nigga. We 21.
Yeah,
if we can crack the code,
21, I'm 25.
and if we can crack the code in the 20s, you don't have to. If you can crack the code in your 20s, you don't have to be Elon Musk at 50 ketamine out.
Yeah.
And with that,
I got a black eye.
You don't gotta be the ketamine bandit and the taco man.
Hit me.
Fucking idiot.
thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What is you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not
Need
do
to
shit? Like,
eat. I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.